There is a question that has been troubling mankind for as long as history can remember. And of course, that question is, what's the best season of Stranger Things? Hello everyone, it's Josh, your boy, and welcome back to another video. And today, we're going to be talking about Stranger Things and ranking every single season from best to worst. Not every single season, because season 5 hasn't come out yet, but we'll talk about that another day. It's a difficult one, because for me, there is no season that's easily the worst or best. They're all really solid, and there's none that jump out, which makes my job a lot harder. But I've decided to do it from worst to best, so we start with the worst season of Stranger Things, and it took a lot of thinking. It was really difficult for me, but I did eventually come up with a decision. And I do feel like it's one that most Stranger Things fans will agree with. It's the one that I see most people say is the worst, and that is season 2. I do feel really bad for saying this, because I really did enjoy season 2. Bob was probably my favourite character, and he was the star of the show in this one. I really did like the Mind Flayer as well. I thought that was all wicked. We see a lot of key moments, don't we? We see Steve's like full redemption, you know what I mean? We can see his bond with Dustin and all that. There is a lot, but I have forgotten quite a lot of what happens this season as well, and that is part of the reason I've put it last, just because I feel like there's almost a lack of memorable moments, or at least in my opinion anyway, because it is just my opinion at the end of the day, and you guys can argue all you want, you know what I mean? If you says that I'm completely wrong, then I agree with, well, I don't agree with you because that'd be weird, but then yeah, you do that, and that is completely fine. I haven't got a problem, because nobody's right in this thing. It's just opinion. I don't know, I really did like the plot this one though. I did. It was good with the demi-dogs. I feel like maybe that's the reason I wasn't too keen on the demi-dogs. I didn't really care for them. I did like Dustin's little pet, and it was friggin' sad when he ate his cat though. Like, what a bummer. Bob was probably the main reason I enjoyed this season so much. I just think he was such a funny character, and it's so sad to see that he unfortunately perished. I think the finale for this season was really good as well. It was really quite thrilling. I feel like I don't remember enough of it, and maybe I'm doing a bit of a disservice here because I don't remember enough. I do remember that I had that episode which everyone really disliked, the one with Eleven's sister or whatever, and I do agree that wasn't a great episode. I did enjoy it in like on the basis of an episode, but compared to the rest of the show, it just didn't make any sense, and it was more that it was out of place rather than it was actually bad to watch, because I did quite enjoy it, and I felt so sad for the poor bald guy when he was being like choked. Poor guy. I do think it's fair to say that season 2 maybe is the worst, partly for that reason, just because it had a bad episode, and yeah, it goes 4th bottom, or worst in other words. Moving up the table, the 3rd best season of Stranger Things. And I feel like for this one, I'm going to upset a lot of people. This is the one when I was looking at that I just think, oh, I think I'm wrong here. And you know what I mean? It's my opinion, but I still think I'm wrong. And I feel like you might be able to guess, like, season 4. Don't kill me, I'm so sorry. I feel like almost every Stranger Things fans love season 4. It's like where the fan base grew a lot. Because I didn't watch it until this year or last year. And I remember being on TikTok back in the day in like 2021 or whatever it was, and it was everywhere and I didn't know what was going on.
You're running up that hill.
I do apologise for it, but I just think for me it's the 3rd worst, and that does not mean it's bad by any means, because if you didn't notice, it's not 3rd worst. Is it 3rd worst? 2nd worst is also 3rd best, so it gets the gold, it gets the bronze medal. Sorry, we're not jumping ahead a bit there. So yeah, 3rd place for season 4. And this, I don't know why it is real. I feel like maybe it just didn't quite hit with me the rest of the season. I feel like I was really hyped for bits of it, and maybe it's like the recency of it all, if that makes sense. I feel like when I came away from that, maybe because there was not another season to watch straight away, I can't probably digest it, and it is being the most recent one I've watched. There's been no content after that yet, so it's hard for me to compare it maybe in a way. But I feel like after watching the finale, I did really enjoy the finale and stuff, but it's because maybe there's no concrete ending like there is in every other season. I know the threat still looms onto the next season, but there's an ending. There's like, okay, this threat's gone, and then it's like, oh no, there's something new. But for this one, we didn't see an ending almost, if that makes sense. Maybe it didn't help that Eddie's death got spoke for me as well, so I kind of knew that the whole season and stopped myself getting attached to his character. It was by no means a weak season, don't get me wrong. It was great. It was amazing to watch, to be honest. The finale was great. The lead up to it all was great. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and Vecna was friggin' spooky as well. I do like him. He's a chill guy, isn't he? And I thought the whole reveal with him was really good, because I don't really care about Elle that much, which is maybe another reason I put season 2 bottom, just because it focuses on her a lot. I thought the bits with Elle and number 1 were really cool. Like, that was all interesting. I was hooked, to be honest. So yeah, season 4 does go 3rd and gets the bronze medal. Let me know if you disagree with that. And then, second spot. What is it going to be? Is it going to be Season 3 or Season 1? It's going to be Season 3. I'm a little bit surprised myself that I like this one this much. And I don't know why I have done, to be honest. It's just, I think it was the finale again. The finale, in my opinion, that was the best finale, Season 3's. And it was just a hop of death, because I was absolutely gutted for him. You know, he's like the main character and you think he's dead. And oh, that scene heartbroke me more than anything. And I didn't cry when watching any of this, thank God. But if I was going to cry at any point, it was probably when Hoppy was reading his letter, like, oh, that was sad times. I didn't want to believe that he was dead. And honestly, seeing that end credit scene, I was like, I don't know if I was relieved or just like, oh, I don't want to get false hope. Because when they said American, I was like, well, that could be anyone, couldn't it? I was thinking it was Murray for a bit, but I was wrong there. And it was, thankfully, Hopper. I know it had a poor start that season. I remember thinking the first couple episodes weren't all that. They were a little bit like, not gimmicky, but I feel like every time a show like that comes back, they always take a couple of episodes to get into the hang of things. For one, they're just setting the whole scene out there, and it's like, I feel like actors are getting back in the rhythm and that, and it's like, oh, look at these characters again. They're giving us a refresh, which is a necessary evil, unfortunately. But yeah, I thought Billy was really good this season. It was creepy, you know what I mean? It was a scary, and it was a really good character. I actually was quite sad when he died as well. I was really hoping for his redemption arc, but I suppose his redemption was dying, you know, for all them guys, I suppose. Well, he didn't exactly die for all them, but he stopped being a baddie, kind of. So well done for him. Not that he was choosing to be a baddie this season. I suppose it was quite creepy, wasn't it? The whole thing with the big meaty guy who was like, you know, attacking everyone and that. Scary stuff, and I did really enjoy it. I feel like the second half of the season especially is probably my favourite. Strange Things just in general, maybe, you know. That could be the best we'll ever see. But yeah, that is my roundup on Season 3. And then, taking the number 1 spot is Season number 1. I love it. And I'm rewatching it back now, slowly but surely. And it's just so good, isn't it? Like, I feel like you forget how little you know at the start, 'cause I'm watching it with people like my family, and they don't have a clue what's going on, and it's so funny to see, because I was that person. I was like, what's going on here? And I forgot that, because by the end, I think in Season 4, that was the thing that's kind of ruined the magic a little bit for me in Season 4. Just the fact that we know everything now. I like the mystery. I like it just being this weird dimension that's been opened up, and there's a monster, and you know what I mean? But now we get all this deep lore about, oh, it's all this and this, and it's like, I like the mystery of Season 1, and I want to go back in a way. I know people say the mood changed a lot, like Season 1's like a horror kind of thing, and then it becomes more of like a slash or action sort of thing, which was a necessary change, you know what I mean? It worked with the show where it wanted to go, but I'll forever love Season 1. I think it's so good. I think Joyce is really good in that season as well. That's like her peak, isn't it, really? And it's just the weirdness of it all, like, Steve's a baddie, but he turns good. You know, why has Will disappeared? And then when you're just like seeing the monster and stuff, you're like, what the frick's going on? It's terrifying. There's so many good things to talk about, and it is just such a good season for me. And yeah, Season 1 takes the crown. That does wrap up the video, everyone. I hope you don't hate me for my rankings. I'm sure many of you will disagree, and that is completely fine. I'm glad. I like seeing that we all have different opinions. It'd be boring if we're all the same, wouldn't we? Wouldn't it? That's what people say anyway. I have been Joushed by everyone, and I still am going to be after this video is made. I'm not going to like cease to exist or anything, but what I meant to say is thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing. It would mean the world to me. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.